Beneath the glittering surface of Silicon Valley's elite, a tale of obsession, betrayal, and murder unfolds. A tragic reminder that wealth and power can't shield the soul from darkness. When the glamorous world of Amelia Carter, former supermodel turned philanthropist, collided with her husband's suffocating control, no one could have predicted the horrifying end that would shatter everything. Please kindly hit the like button, comment, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our next chilling tales. Amelia Carter grew up in the small town of Hawthorne, Ohio, where life was simple but far from easy. The daughter of a schoolteacher and a mechanic, Amelia dreamed of a life beyond the modest surroundings of her childhood. At 17, armed with only $800 and a fierce determination, she left her home and moved to New York City. The streets of the big city were unforgiving, but Amelia, with her striking beauty and relentless ambition, quickly rose through the ranks of the fashion world. She graced the covers of Vogue and walked for prestigious designers like Versace and Chanel. Her star was on the rise, but despite the fame and the glamour, she felt an emptiness inside, a loneliness that no amount of success could fill. It was at a charity gala in Manhattan in 2011 that Amelia's life took a sharp turn. There, she met Nathaniel Carter, a tech mogul with an air of confidence and intelligence that immediately intrigued her. Nathaniel was the founder of Novice Innovations, a rapidly growing tech company specializing in AI and predictive analytics. His genius had made him a billionaire, and his company quickly became the envy of Silicon Valley. He was everything Amelia could have ever dreamed of: successful, visionary, and powerful. Their romance was swift, a whirlwind of luxury vacations, high-profile events, and shared philanthropic ideals. Amelia, dazzled by his charm and ambition, left her modeling career behind and moved to California to embrace a new life as the wife of a Silicon Valley mogul. In 2014, they married in a grand ceremony that made headlines around the world. Amelia's new life was filled with opulence, but the joy she had hoped for was fleeting. Nathaniel's success came at a price. As his empire expanded, so did his need for control. What seemed like a dream house, a sprawling mansion in Palo Alto, became a gilded cage. Nathaniel's obsession with power bled into their marriage. He became possessive and controlling, monitoring every aspect of Amelia's life. He tracked her phone, questioned her friends, and isolated her from the people who once meant the most to her. The glamour of their life was overshadowed by his suffocating influence. Nathaniel's background only added to the complexity of his character. Raised in Seattle by a nurse mother and an insurance salesman father, Nathaniel had been a self-made genius from an early age. He built his first computer at 12, and by 16, he had created software that accurately predicted stock market trends. It was a talent that would eventually lead him to create Novice Innovations. But as he built his empire, something inside him began to break. His need for control became an obsession. At work, he installed surveillance cameras, monitored employees' communications, and demanded loyalty oaths from his staff. At home, the paranoia continued to grow. When Lucas Rivers, a sharp and charismatic business manager, was hired in January 2023 to rescue Novice Innovations from its financial troubles, it marked the beginning of a shift. Lucas was a graduate of Harvard, a seasoned professional with an impressive track record. He quickly won the respect of both the company and Amelia. Unlike Nathaniel, who saw Amelia as little more than an accessory to his world, Lucas recognized her intellect and passion for philanthropy. They connected over shared ideas, and Amelia found herself drawn to Lucas in a way she hadn't felt in years. As the months went on, their professional relationship deepened. They began spending more time together, discussing ideas about sustainable fashion, education, and the causes they cared about. Lucas made her feel heard, valued, and, for the first time in a long while, alive. Nathaniel, always watching, noticed the change. Amelia's behavior became erratic. She was distant, secretive, and her phone seemed to ring more often than ever before. The changes didn't go unnoticed, and Nathaniel's paranoia began to spiral out of control. By the summer of 2023, the affair between Amelia and Lucas was no longer a secret, at least not in Silicon Valley's elite circles. Whispers about their relationship spread like wildfire. Amelia, once a glamorous model, had found a new sense of herself, a sense of confidence that came from being loved for more than just her beauty. Nathaniel, however, was consumed by jealousy, humiliation, and rage. His obsession with control had turned into something darker. In September, Nathaniel hired a private investigator to follow Amelia. The surveillance revealed the worst possible betrayal. Amelia and Lucas had been carrying on an affair. Nathaniel's world, already teetering on the edge, collapsed entirely. He became erratic, obsessive. He watched security footage, analyzed private investigator reports, and, in the depths of his mind, began planning something unspeakable. On October 27, 2023, Nathaniel's breakdown reached its peak. Returning home early from a canceled business trip, he walked into the mansion to find Amelia and Lucas together in a moment of intimacy. The confrontation was inevitable, but what happened next was unimaginable. In a fit of rage, Nathaniel attacked Lucas, throwing him aside like a rag doll. Amelia screamed for him to stop, but the anger inside Nathaniel was too much to control. He grabbed a crystal decanter and struck Amelia multiple times. The impact was brutal, and in an instant her life was snuffed out. Lucas, bloodied and barely conscious, managed to call 911, whispering for help before collapsing. As he lost consciousness, he knew he might not survive. When the police arrived, they found Nathaniel standing over Amelia's lifeless body, blood dripping from his hands. He muttered a chilling phrase, "She made me do this." Lucas was rushed to the hospital, where he would survive, but his injuries would haunt him forever. His testimony in court, coupled with the mounting evidence of Nathaniel's premeditation, sealed Nathaniel's fate. The surveillance footage, private investigator reports, and Nathaniel's own journal made it clear. This was no crime of passion, but a carefully calculated act of vengeance. Novice Innovations, already struggling under Nathaniel's tyrannical leadership, crumbled. The stock price plummeted, shareholders pulled out, and the company filed for bankruptcy within months. Thousands of employees lost their jobs, and the tech world watched as the empire Nathaniel had built came crashing down. Nathaniel's trial began in March 2024, and the prosecution painted a clear picture of a man who had spiraled into madness. The defense, however, argued that his actions were the result of a breakdown caused by betrayal and emotional turmoil. In June 2024, the jury delivered their verdict, guilty of first-degree murder. Nathaniel was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. After the trial, Amelia's parents, Charles and Olivia Carter, established the Amelia Carter Foundation, dedicated to helping women trapped in controlling and abusive relationships. Amelia's legacy, despite her tragic end, lived on through their work, and her story became a powerful reminder that no amount of wealth or success could protect one from the dangers of control and obsession. Lucas, who had once been a businessman on the rise, found new purpose in counseling survivors of domestic violence. He dedicated his life to helping others who had suffered the way he had. The story of Amelia and Nathaniel Carter is a tragic one, a dark tale of how obsession and power can destroy everything in their path. It serves as a stark reminder that no amount of wealth, success, or fame can protect against the dangers of controlling behavior, and that the most dangerous chains are often the ones we cannot see. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss more of our chilling tales. Never forget, unchecked control, emotional isolation, and the pressures of ambition can destroy even the most glamorous lives, leading to devastating consequences. And it is of a great importance to recognize the signs of toxic behavior and prioritize mental health.